Hi guys, Billy back, and this time we're looking at the Redman Toys 1/6 scale collectible figure Mina. This is Redman 047, which is the 47th figure that they've produced, and I think for the first time ever this is an completely original figure by Redman Toys, in that they haven't recast or knocked off anyone else's work. This is the first time I think they've actually gone in and produced their own figure from start to finish. So this will definitely be a very interesting figure to take a look at. Now, I'm pretty sure Redman Toys is just because they rip off Rain Man all the time, so they call themselves Redman just to sound similar. Rain Man and Redman do not get on. Put it this way, if you were walking down the street and somebody robbed you blind, I'm pretty sure that you would wish nothing but the worst venereal diseases upon them. So I'm pretty damn sure Rain Man has the same feeling about Redman. But let's not get into all the politics here. Let's just take a look at this fully original figure by Redman Toys, because I'm really happy they're doing this, and I actually hope that they step away from sort of recasts and ripping people off and actually start producing their own figures and actually be able to stand on their own 2 feet without knocking off other people's work. But anyway, here's the packaging she comes in. As you can see, there is a picture of the figure on the front there with a really pixelated backdrop there. Let's have a look at that. Oh my god, is this 8-bit? It's really pixelated. The photo's okay. It's a little soft. It looks a little bit blown up, and you can see that the blue and the red don't really mesh together. So Redman Toys and Mina, they look a little bit stark and horrible on that blue background. Here's hoping they've done some work to the eyes, because honestly they are very heavily make-upped, and I hope it's a bit softer than what's seen in the picture. And then at the bottom we've got the Rain Man logo there. Nothing on that side. Pretty much nothing on the back other than warnings, choking hazard. Do me a favour guys, don't choke on your figures. And that is it. It's just the blue box with just a picture of the figure on the front. Okay, let's crack it open and have a look at what we get inside. Oh, we're able to do the iPhone cover. Can we do the iPhone? Nah, it seems to be a bit stuck. Can't do the iPhone. Never mind. Okay, and inside we've got a foam insert, and there is the figure underneath. That's the stand, that's her hat, that's her purse, and a few extra hands. And that is it. Honestly, there's no other levels to this. It is just exactly what you see when you take that foam cover off. Okay guys, let's get her out of the box, get her all set up and have a look at what we get. Let's be honest, you didn't come here for my dulcet tones. You came here to see the figure. So let's just quickly take a look at that head sculpt. We can actually see that this is the quality of the head sculpt. Winona Ryder, a little bit. Winona Ryder. It's not like, wow, that, you know, it's not blowing anyone away. The details in the face are a little soft. It's still nicely painted. Colours in the cheeks are very well done, as is the lips. But as you can see in the head sculpt itself, the details are really soft in that hair. Really soft. In fact, it's almost non-existent in certain parts. So whoever did the original sculpt wasn't banking on actually having it cast, because now that it is cast, it's lost some of those details. It's not the end of the world, but it is quite noticeable. You can see the hair on the back here with that bun. Again, a little bit soft. And the whole thing is a little bit hard lined, like the sideburns and things like that. Very straight lines all the way around. I mean, to be honest, she didn't have any sort of stray hairs or anything. Her hair was incredibly neat in the film. You can see the eyes are very glossy as per usual. That's what I would expect from now on. And the eyebrows are actually done really well. And I think that helps bring out a little bit of the sort of Mina, because she did have very impeccable eyebrows. But as you can see just below the head here, no, she hasn't got like a clear bit of plastic wrapped around the neck. That's the colour of the neck. They've used a super pale body, like almost milk-like body, very white body, with this sort of sun-tanned head sculpt. So that is not fitting in very well. You can see the different colours there, which is a shame. But as we can see, if we come down into the dress, it's very nicely detailed. We can see she's got these lapels here, and they've got the nice sort of leaf design motif all the way through it. But because when she was in the box, she didn't have any sort of like plastic protection or anything like that, you can see that these bits are folding up and curling up a little bit, so they need to be straightened out, as will this bottom part of the blouse here. It's not a big deal, it can be fussed with and straightened out, and I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do that. Lovely soft sort of grass green, maybe lime green on the dress, and it has that sort of lovely sort of satiny finish that the original did in the film. They've even brought in the lapel details into the cuffs as well, with the frills just on the end of the hand here, which is very nice. As we come down into the dress, we can see the pleats are all pretty much really nicely done, except for a little bit at the bottom. There's a slight crease just down here, and that's from it being inside the box and a little bit roughed up. Would have liked them to have protected it a little bit more, but it's not the end of the world. I'm sure we can fix that. Then round the side here, we can see she's got that big bouffant flowing piece of fabric that she carries on her left hip, and that flows down and looks really nice. I mean, it's no Gee Whiz Customs version, which was very nice, by the way. I suggest you look up Gee Whiz Customs and see the Mina dress they did, but it is still pretty nice, especially for a mass-produced figure. And then come around the back, we can see she's actually got the sort of lattice details and the flowing tails just at the back of the dress here, which is fantastic. I absolutely love that they've brought those details in. And then like from the side, you can't see the neck or anything, so you can't even tell that that is a different coloured body. And then the blouse underneath is a nice sort of prominent starch white. However, like I said, it's curled up a little bit at the bottom here, so we're going to have to try and figure how to get this down a little bit and make it look a lot more neater. But not just that, she also comes with this Dracula stand, which is very, very similar to the original version. I think it was both Draculas, I think, came with this stand. However, there is a sticker on there, and they've actually put the sticker on this time, whereas before, in the original Redman Dracula box, it just came loose and you had to stick it on a stand yourself. So it's nice that they've actually put the logo on there, and this is nice, and it actually does have nice detail in the print, and it's got a really nice matte finish to it. And she does come with some sculpted gold shoes, as you would expect, and they're fairly nicely detailed. And again, they've got the sort of suntan flesh colour on the feet, but the rest of the body is actually really pale white. They actually look very apt for the time. My only criticism of them is that the gold is a little bit soft, but it's not the end of the world. It's still a pretty nice gold. It's just a nice little extra detail just sticking out of the bottom of the dress when you're looking at it. She also comes with two-fisted gloved hands, which look really nice, very nicely detailed, and they've got a little bit of a soft detail in there, not a lot, but enough that you can tell that they are actually gloved hands and not just hands painted black. One of my only criticisms about these gloved hands is the fact that I'm pretty sure these are supposed to be dark green. I'm pretty sure in the film they matched her hat, so these should really be dark green like the hat itself, so these should look a bit more like this, but they don't. And she also comes with this little wrist purse that she carries. It's fairly nice in detail, it matches the pleats in the hat. Again, I'm thinking if they gave us the dark green gloves with this, it would work even better, but as it is, it's a fairly nice detailed little purse. It's just solid plastic, nothing too big or elaborate about it, but it does the job. And here is the hat she comes with. As you can see, it's got that nice pleated detail on the front with the ribbon around the side. I'm not sure if this is all supposed to be one colour. It does look like it's one colour. There's a little bit of a sort of shading in and around the pleated bit here, but it mostly looks all the same colour. But also the details are pretty good. They're not the best, but they are pretty nice, and I'm pretty sure that the actual colours are fairly correct, although I think this hat is supposed to match the dress a little bit more in colour. As you can see, there is a magnet in the bottom of it, and there is a piece of metal in her head, I'm assuming, and it does magnetise pretty nicely to her head, and is set off at a jaunty angle just like it is in the film. However, I will say some of the details are missing from this dress, like the pleats in the actual blouse, there was a lot more pleats in the blouse itself, and she had 3 of these smaller pleats just sitting down here, 1 either side and 1 in the middle, whereas she seems to just have 2 in this blouse here, unless I can get that back to a correct position again. In fact, oh yeah, look, there is 3. So yeah, this could do with a bit of futzing, and bring this around, because there should be 3 of these and they need to all be at the front. So yeah, actually it's a little bit more movie accurate than I thought when first looking at it. And here she is standing next to Dracula himself, and I have to say they do look good standing next to each other. She does fit in pretty nicely with the level of quality that this Redman Dracula has. Overall, I think it's a pretty nice figure. I don't think it's as good as it could have been. The details on the head sculpt are a little soft. The details in the hair are a little bit lacking. And I have to say, there are a couple of bits and bobs in and around the dress detail that are maybe a bit shortchanged, like the pleats in the blouse and maybe a few more pleats in this sort of hip fabric that she's got there. Other than that, I have to say, for the price you pay, you're actually getting a fairly good figure, and it actually fits in pretty nice with the Redman Toys Dracula. That being said, there are a few flaws that I wish they had addressed with the figure, namely that very pale body they've used. Maybe it was because it was the cheapest one that they could get in a large batch, who knows, but it doesn't match with the face sculpt very well. The colour of the gloves is wrong, and I would have liked to have seen a tiny bit more care put into the packaging, because this clothing in 1/6 scale isn't very easy to iron out, especially in satin. It's very easy to burn satin and put marks in it and damage it. So it's not something that people would be comfortable with messing about with and getting ironed and steamed and whatnot, because it could actually damage the clothing. So yeah, just a little bit more care and attention into packaging the figure, bit more care and attention into some of the details, including the head sculpt and the colour of the body used in comparison to that head sculpt. Other than that, I am very happy to have this figure in my collection. Overall, I think she's going to fit in just right with my Redman Toys Young Dracula and Butthead Old Man Dracula there. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you do me a favour now. If you can get the fuck out of my cave. I'm going to try and put her on the shelf next to these 2 guys. And John Wick, I'm afraid, is going to have to go somewhere else, because he'd normally be standing there. But I think this is the spot for Mina now. Thanks a lot guys. Bye bye.